All right, before we're focused up completely and adjusted, before I do the intro, I want you to repeat to me what you were about to say.
Okay. Oh, before we do anything?
Yeah, right now.
Okay, well, I was saying when I didn't join LCS, like one of the first things I thought about, I was pretty sad, is that I wasn't going to do the Travis interview with the new team. And then I missed the opportunity. It was like, now we're, a month and a half in? It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it.
Okay.
So once a year we do a conversation, sometimes twice a year even, where we discuss your vagabondism, your consistent rotation, or you're like a LCS hitchhiker, just move into a new location every time.
Yeah.
I can't even blame you for this. Actually, I was gonna say your last team, it blew up.
No, it's just the team disbanded. Yeah. It didn't blow up.
But honestly, I was going to say, like, this isn't even your fault. But this has happened to you multiple times before.
No, it has. Yeah, it's been like this with Tip just disintegrated. Well, that was, sort of, because it was the second version of it. And then, Envy, too, because they got kicked out of the league. And then Apex, sort of, they eventually switched to Dig. So, I'm just used to this by now. Yeah. But I didn't. It's usually like I'm on the LCS team, and then it's like a new roster, and then like we talk about that. But now it's like I got subbed out for 4 weeks.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. You know what's fun about both of us is we just always outlive our organizations. Yeah,
that's true.
Like, this is the great thing about us in the LCS is, like, other people come in and then they leave. Yeah. And then, like, other media organizations, other organizations, you and I were always going to be here. Yeah. Can't ever count us out.
Exactly. Because remember that.
Anywho, it's the 6th week of LCS.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm joined right now by Apollo with coverage brought to you by Alienware. Let's talk about how things have been. So, you were slumming in Academy for a bit. What was that like?
Okay, it wasn't ideal. It was kind of not shocking, but kind of stung a little bit not being able to play an LCS for the first couple of weeks, or just not being able to play the LCS. That wasn't their intention for me to be an LCS, right? So it kind of sucked, but at least I got like a decent amount of Academy offers at the time, because at least I'm good enough for that, and at least I got to like choose a team that I wanted, or the roster that I wanted. So like all the Academy guys I had like a lot of fun with, and it was really great working with them. So at least even though it's Academy, I still had a fun time. I do think especially like the transition from Academy to LCS, LCS is just so much better right now. It's just so much faster, just so much faster, and the transition was kind of rough the first couple of days, but I've been getting used to it. Yeah.
What is it? Describe it to me down there, because I never go. I never go.
Those guys down there.
I never go down to the seedy underbelly of North America's competitive scene, aka Academy. I assume but I've heard there's an entire team of LCS pros that are down there hanging out, just murdering people. So please, paint me the portrait.
Riot usually they tend to turn away from that kind of thing. So
paint me a portrait of what life is like down there.
Well, there's not much light. It's kind of dark and gloomy. It's like all underground. So it's kind of looks like the Matrix a little bit in the outside world. But yeah, it's like I said, they're still not that great. Even though I know Dig is like all the LCS players, they're performing really well. But it is weird to see like so many veteran players, not just Dig and Toss, but there are other teams that have like decent amount of veteran players, including IMT. Field so many of those players. So it is a little weird, but we have a lot of players that deserve to be in LCS too, right? So,
were you looking at all this scuttlebutt? I'll say, scuttlebutt around Pole Belter and DeMonte, and being like, "Yo, why is no one talking about the real NA talent? Every complaint about NA mids. What about Apollo?"
I did look. I did hear the rumblings of the DeMonte Pole Belter conundrum.
Conundrum, yes.
And it's like I honestly didn't really care. They weren't talking about me. I'm kind of used to it. So I did think it was like interesting, especially the whole like, I mean, just all. I think people have their own opinions on mid laners. I'm gonna be super PR about this, as you know.
Let me know when you're done. I'll wake back up.
But it's like I can't really make any like confident opinions on these players. Like, I don't really play versus them that much. I'm not a mid laner. I don't know how good Riom is. I don't know how good Pobelter is. I don't know how good Crown was.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about this. I was talking about how
But it's related though. It's like all these people are like, Demonte deserves to be in here. Pobelter deserves to be in there. It's like, but I don't really know, right? I mean, I think only time will tell, and I think like the teams that are making these decisions, whether it's right or wrong, it's like, clearly when they need to change, things are going to happen, right? Nobody wants to be last place in LCS. I know that for a fact.
But that is kind of my point, though. Is like everybody was making a big deal about these guys, but you're saying it wasn't a big deal to you that nobody was like, what about Apollo?
Okay, I think in maybe my case is a little different because I think a lot of, all the players in LCS for my position, I feel like they proved to be there. Like I couldn't think even Altec, like he was performing well. Like I don't think there was any AD carry right now. I was like, oh, I can do better than that, or like it's just about what teams need, right? Like I'll bring something different if you bring me to a different team, right? But if they're performing well and there's no reason to like kick them, I'm not gonna be mad about it, right? I just have to prove that I'm better than them.
Hey, just double checking.
Yes.
Piglet not an academy, right?
Yeah, I don't know where he is now, actually.
So even when you're academy, you're still outlasted.
At least I have that win.
Yes. Your arch rival Piglet. For when you made one bold statement in an interview,
Yep.
And
still just here. I mean, where is he?
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me now.
Bouncing between academy and LCS. You're not even an academy.
Living the life.
It's like, yeah, I'm barely alive, but I'm not dead.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so you come back to LCS, and then you get smacked in the face by Golden Guardians.
Really did, though. That was rough. I didn't like that loss at all.
Was that a rude awakening?
It was kind of a rude awakening, yeah. I mean, okay, I don't want to like be that guy, but it wasn't really my fault, right? Like there was a lot of uncontrol. Like I couldn't really control that game too much, but it did suck. It's like I don't want to just say after the game like, oh, wasn't on me. It's like I wanted to be like the one to fix their problems or make the difference. So it kind of sucked. Like going back in LCS first day, 0 kills. They just slaughtered us, and then they just move on. But I'm glad we won today, even though it was kind of a banger and kind of a.
It was something.
It was something, yeah. It wasn't like super high level League of Legends. So.
No, I don't think. I appreciate you saying that, but don't worry. No one thought that.
Sure. Are you lying to me?
I was reading Twitter. I had my finger on the pulse of the people's opinion on that game, and no one was saying this is super high. Well, some were sarcastically. Like the meme of you might not like it, but this is what high level League of Legends looks like. I saw a couple of those.
Yeah.
But no one
thinking about that in game, really. You guys might not like this, but this is what we have to do.
This is just you're like, I'm back, everybody. All right, a big goose egg against Golden Guardians, and then I bring you this against CLG. Never send me to Academy again.
Have me here. That's all I can say.
No, but do you have any idea on if you'll be back next split, or not split? Next year,
actually,
ever
I
again?
don't
No,
really
sorry, next week has.
Actually, next year I'll be on a new team, I think.
Okay, well, I mean, odds are. Anyway, the thing is though.
Just kidding, Immortal. Whoops.
Good save. Yeah. No, but has it been communicated to you if you'll be back next week, or what? How was this told to you?
Well, okay, so in the beginning they just said. Like, we just finished our O2 week in Academy. We lost to TL and C9, so it's kind of a bummer. And then they come in, or Koobs kind of just mentioned, he was like, yeah, so Apollo, you're going to be moved up to LCS. And I was like, okay. I mean, because I didn't really expect it. I wanted
after a 0-2 weekend in Academy, no one expects to get promoted.
Yeah, exactly, right? I'm just like, okay, I didn't really feel like I deserved this all that much. But, it was an 0-4 week overall, technically. But they told me like I'm gonna give another PR answer, but I didn't really get too much information. It's just they needed some change. They needed something new, and they saw I was performing well, like performing good enough. And me and Nick have obviously worked in the past, so the at least the dynamic of the team felt more of a fit. And I'm just the whole reason why I'm an academy is so that I can bump up to LCS. So being able to prove myself and like work hard to get here is feels good. And yeah.
Little media training tip for you. You don't need to say, here's a PR answer before you give the PR answer.
But like I'm gonna be honest. It's like people want the juicy like so this guy, oh man, he's the worst. It's like I'll just be honest. I have to give a slightly pure answer.
Being honest is not being a PR. I mean, it can be, but like you gave an honest answer. You could say
I'm giving them the honesty of me being saying the PR answer. If I don't say anything, then it's like.
Then people think you're bullshitting.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe you say like, people might think I'm bullshitting, but this is the honest answer.
Okay. People might think I'm bullshitting, but this is the honest answer. Right,
I'm here and Piglet isn't. Yeah.
You may not like it, but Piglet's gone. So.
Anyway.
He's probably gonna hate me.
Yeah.
So.
Is he?
I don't know. I heard that he might be like. Wait, no, that was someone else.
What's the rumor?
It was just like an assistant coach position, but it was someone else. It wasn't actually Piglet.
Okay, who was it?
I can't say that.
Why?
I don't think I can say it.
Who is it on a team? Is it on Immortals?
No, it wasn't for Immortals.
It was a different team.
It was a different team.
A certain player is going to become assistant coach for another team. So if this happens in the next couple of weeks, you heard it here first on Travis Gafford Industries. You had
a pretty juicy leak, I must say.
I needed something for this interview because, let's be honest, Reddit headline was not. But now that I could say, and teases an academy, a new academy coach for one of the teams.
Yeah, well, assistant coach.
Assistant coach. Oh, yeah, sorry, academy. Assistant. A Korean player?
Maybe.
Okay. Formerly LCS?
All right, let's.
Rush? Is it Rush?
No, it's not Rush. It's not Rush. I'm not gonna say anything else.
What if
I feel
just
like if I had like someone tell me, can't tell us anyone.
Yeah.
I don't want to say.
Did they say that to you?
That's the part I don't remember.
Okay.
But I'm gonna assume it's a pretty good assumption, right?
I mean, you don't have to assume anything. There's probably a lot of things you could tell me right now on camera that
that's true.
Nobody might have said you shouldn't. So what are some of those things?
Wow, you're really itching for those juicy leaks.
It's been a really rough split. Yeah, I took Saturday off, and we need to rev these numbers a bit. You know what I'm saying?
So we got an Apollo interview to really bump the numbers.
Yeah. So then I looked at the Monday night lineup, and I was like, oh, it's Immortal CLG. Well, we'll figure this one out. Anyway, speaking of that, C9 is being Dignitas, so I got to go. Is there anything you want to say to anybody out there?
Thank you guys for supporting me. It's good to be back. I know some of you out there in the world were, unhappy that I wasn't playing the LCS. Just some. Travis not included. And yeah, I'm just, I appreciate all you guys still supporting me, even though I got knocked down a little bit. But back for... Well, I don't know how long, but hopefully next week.
Thanks so much for the interview, Apollo. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Oh, hello there. I didn't realize you were watching me here in the LCS arcade powered by Alienware because I was on this Alienware computer looking at this Alienware monitor with Alienware peripherals like this Alienware headset. And I was just thinking about how great it is to be working with Alienware and how great it is to be using their stuff. They just support the League ecosystem so much. And I'm asking, once again, for your support in supporting Alienware. Alienware.com/Travis. There's a link in the description below. Also, you can use code Travis10OFF. And that'd be great. I'd appreciate it. And they'd appreciate it. Anyway, this stuff is cool. No, it's legit. It's good. That's all I'm getting at.